Hey Internet, my name is Epi and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. The asteroid VKB-095, or the size class D asteroid, is currently only 8 days, 17 hours and 10 minutes away from its Kerbin encounter, and then it will fly through the sphere of influence of Kerbin, and I finally made my decision that I like to capture it, and so I need to launch a mission which is capable of grabbing this asteroid and which is also capable of slowing it down so that it gets captured by the gravity of Kerbin. And for this purpose I have already prepared a propulsion system, and I've also prepared the spacecraft which is able to grab this asteroid, and now I just need to perform 2 separate launches and assemble this whole spacecraft in a low Kerbin orbit before I will raise a bit the orbit to a higher orbit to be ready to go as soon as this asteroid is within the sphere of influence of Kerbin. And in this case, let me head over to the launch pad, and I like to perform at first the launch of the atomic propulsion system, because I like to rely once again on the very efficient nuclear rocket engine, because I think this is the best way to deal with the asteroid and yeah, to really slow it down. And okay, we are now ready on the launch pad. I'm using once again a Delta IV Heavy rocket construction. I'm using the central core of my usual launch system for the payloads to the asteroid station, but this time I'm using the central core also as a strap-on booster, and I think this thing should be powerful enough in order to deliver or to bring our propulsion system up into orbit. And oh, there's a moon, and the moon is pretty close to the sun. This is cool, but we don't want to deal so much with the moon today. I just like to have a beautiful launch angle. Wait, the throttle is okay. The S is on. Okay, we are ready to go. So in 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. A beautiful liftoff of our propulsion system. And at first I just like to insert it in a low Kerbin orbit, maybe around 90 to 100 kilometers, and then I will, as soon as the propulsion system is approaching once again Kerbal Space Center, launch the crewed spacecraft with the advanced grabbing unit in order to be able to grab this asteroid and to control it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this mission, but right now it's just about assembling the whole spacecraft in space. And okay, what are we doing? We are almost at 2 kilometers. This is good. The velocity is increasing, and yeah, from this point on it's now basically a typical rocket launch. So I have to go through my stages. I have to increase my velocity or my lateral velocity after I've performed the gravity turn, and then I think we will meet again once we are approaching the apoapsis to finally insert our spacecraft into an orbit. And in the meantime I will just perform a time lapse so you can enjoy this launch. And yeah, so have fun, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, we are now close to our apoapsis, and the rocket and the launch system has performed very well. This is really amazing. Now it's time to insert the whole thing into an orbit. It's a little bit unwieldy because the lower part or the bottom part, or the central core, is almost out of fuel, and the upper part, our payload, is very heavy, so I need to be very careful controlling this until we have separation of the booster. Okay, Now I can separate from the central booster, very good, and I can switch on the other engine and finally insert the spacecraft into an orbit. Very good, very good. Okay. Looking good so far, looking very good. Just a little bit, and then we are finally in an orbit, and then we need to wait that we complete an orbit around Kerbin, and we are able to perform the launch of our crewed spacecraft. Okay, and stop the engine. We are at 90 kilometers by 92 kilometers. Very good, almost circular. And well, this is good. I will keep now the propulsion system attached to my upper stage because the propulsion system has no probe core, and so it would be counted as a space debris. And yeah, this is a little bit difficult to rendezvous with it. So in this case, I will just keep the upper stage attached to it until my spacecraft or the crewed spacecraft is arriving here. And yeah, this is now what I need to do next. So I will perform the rocket rollout. I will wait for the propulsion system to arrive next to Kerbal Space Center, and then I will bring you back in so that we can perform the launch and rendezvous with our propulsion system. Okay, here we are. The atomic propulsion system is approaching Kerbal Space Center, and I've performed the rocket rollout, and my crew is ready to go. This time it's Optrop and Bering Kerman, and these two Kerbalnauts are really happy and really looking forward to their mission because they are sitting around in the Asteroid complex and they were bored all the time because they are used to be out in space, and finally they got the opportunity to return back to space, and so they are really happy. And now it's time to perform their launch. I have adjusted the throttle because Kerbal Space Program suddenly starts all the time with the throttle up a bit, and this is a little bit strange, but okay, I've adjusted it. I need to enable SAS, and in 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Finally, Optop and Bering are heading out to space again. And let me talk a little bit more about our payload. I'm basically using the Orbital Ship 3. I was using the spacecraft a couple of episodes ago, and I just added the advanced grabbing unit to it. And I think this is a cool design for a spacecraft for this purpose of grabbing an asteroid. And the only sad thing is this is the first launch where I can't use my fairing because I was not allowed to stack anything on top of the advanced grabbing unit. In this case, I wasn't allowed to install my fairing, and this is a little bit sad. But okay, I can't change this. We have to do a launch without a fairing, but I think it will work just as well. It doesn't look as good as it could be, but well, this is not so much an issue. And yeah, so we are now heading for space, and Optop and Bering are a little bit scared because maybe they are no longer used to being launched up into space on a powerful rocket. But I think as soon as they are back in the microgravity, they will get used to it pretty soon. And okay, we have now booster separation. And now I need to adjust a little bit the throttle so that I can get to the 200 meters per second mark at the 10 kilometer mark. And okay, time to perform the gravity turn. We were almost spot on with our velocity and our altitude. Very good. And let's make sure that we are aiming at the 45-degree mark. Okay, very good, very good. And because now we have a crewed mission, what is the view of... Wow, this is a cool view. This is an interesting view down to the second runway. This looks amazing. This looks definitely great. There is just black and there's nothing. Okay, my crewmate is sitting somewhere below me, and here we have a great view over to the other runway. It's an interesting view out of this cockpit during the rocket launch. I should do something like this more often, because I think this is really interesting. Maybe I should really... Well, I'm not quite sure if this is so interesting to perform a rocket launch from the whole time from the interior view, because then you're just seeing mostly these instruments over here. Oh, and speaking of the instruments, we are now getting close to the 30 kilometer mark, so now I can continue my gravity turn. Okay, like this. Very good. I like now to switch to the outside view, and we are pretty close to the moment that the central stage will run out of fuel, and we need to, right now, perform the separation. Then we can start the next engine, the upper stage, and full throttle. Okay, where are we? We are just a tiny bit ahead of the atomic propulsion system, so I like to continue just a bit the burn. And okay, we are almost spot on. Wow, this is a great launch. So I should start performing the orbital insertion burn pretty soon, maybe in 1 minute and 45 seconds, because the atomic propulsion system is approaching us with a very high velocity, more than 700 meters per second faster than we are, so I need to perform my burn pretty soon to be able to match the speed of this propulsion system. And now, Baring and Optop are smiling. They are now happy as they are back in the weightlessness. And over there we have already the marker, and it's approaching quite fast. I can do a quick time warp to get a little bit closer to the point where I need to start my burn. Just a few seconds, and yes, I was right, more than 800 meters per second. The other spacecraft is faster than we are. Okay. I can get rid of the maneuver node, and wow, look how far their distance is decreasing as we are getting to higher altitudes. Okay. Full throttle to hopefully match the speed of the atomic propulsion system. Very good, very good. And we are only 5.5 minutes into the mission, and we are already this close to our target. This is amazing. This is definitely amazing. This is great. Okay, only 8 kilometers. About 6 minutes into the mission. Only 5 kilometers. Okay, very good. Now I need to cut the throttle at first, so that it can approach us 6 minutes 10 seconds into the mission, and only 3.5 kilometers away. Very good. Optop and Baring are enjoying this. They are definitely enjoying their ride up here. This is cool. Okay, I think I can do a quick time warp to get a little bit closer. Okay. Now, full throttle. We are now in orbit after the camera shifted around, and we are only 200 meters away from the atomic propulsion system. Very good, very good. Okay. And we are coming to a stop. And well done. We are only 50 meters away after 7 minutes and 20 seconds into the mission. Wow, this was a great launch. This was great timing. This is amazing. Okay, and now I can switch over to the atomic propulsion system. I can now say separation of their booster. Okay, their upper stage can remain there. I can now switch over to... Is this everything okay when I perform? Is this a right decoupler? Yes, it is. Very good. I can now perform their separation. Now we have once again 4 spacecrafts at once. This is pretty busy out here. Now, as I said, the propulsion system has no probe core, so I need to rendezvous with it on my own. And I can now, because we are now in space and in an orbit, extend my, not my solar panels, but my antenna to allow a communication with Kerbal Space Center so that I can report back what is going on up here in space. And now at first I need to adjust a little bit my trajectory. Okay, I'm now flying parallel to the propulsion system. Very good. Okay, now I need to come to a stop. Oh, I need to enable RCS to do this. Can I see something out of the window? I think this could be pretty interesting. When I now turn around, can I spot? Yes! Over there is... Can I even set? No, I can't set a target. But over there is my propulsion system, and when I start rotating... Oh, there is the upper stage, so it's pretty crowded out here. Okay, I like to set this as my target, and then I like to control from here. Okay, and at first I need to come to a stop. Okay, very good. Now I can aim for the docking port. Very nice, very nice. And now it's time to approach the propulsion system. Looking good, looking good. And I think we can have once again a beautiful view out of the window. But okay, currently we are not seeing any of these spacecrafts. We can just see we're approaching the target with 1 meter per second. Okay, unfortunately I don't have an indication for the distance from the interior. This would be really helpful to perform a rendezvous and a docking from... No, from this point of view. Okay, time to slow us down. I need to aim for the docking port. And... perfect, just perfect. Okay, we have now docked to the propulsion system. Very good, very good. Now I need to switch... No, what? Monopropellant engine, shutdown engine, yes. I need to shut down my monopropellant engines because I don't want to use them the same time as I'm using the nuclear rocket engine. And the last one. Okay, very good. The nuclear rocket engine is running. Now, after I dock to this, I can extend my solar arrays so that we are not running out of charge. Okay, very good, very good. This is looking great. This is a nice looking spacecraft. I like this a lot. And yeah, so we are now fully operational. We are in a 92 by 90 almost circular orbit. But as I said, I like to circularize this orbit, not circularize, well, circularize of course, but I like to raise this orbit to a higher orbit to maybe 1000 kilometers or so to be well prepared for the arrival. But at first, I need to get rid of these upper stages before they run out of electric charge or drift too far apart. So, okay. Aim for the... Oh, and I haven't checked. I need to have a short glance at the mission timer when I'm performing the post-processing and I'm editing the episode, because I really like to know how long it took me from the launch until I was docked to the propulsion system. If I was below 10 minutes or if I was if I needed more than 10 minutes. This is really interesting. And okay, now we are back with our spacecraft. Optop and Bearing are happy, and I think we should do I think it's Optop task. We should do a quick EVA to inspect our spacecraft if everything is in order before. Can we... Oh, I can even arm it from the outside. Very good. I hope I'm not getting grabbed when I'm flying too close to it. Okay, yeah, we should check all the systems of our spacecraft before we start to boost our orbit to get to a very high Kerbin orbit. Because then, when we are in deeper space, then yeah, we can't fix so easy anything, and then it's much more complicated to launch a mission. So yeah, Optop is now investigating or checking the spacecraft, and I think he is quite happy with the spacecraft. Over there are the spanned upper stages. There is a moon close to the sun, and yeah, this looks really amazing. It's pretty cool. Okay, all the systems seem to be working. This is good. It's definitely good. We can now disarm our advanced grabbing unit. Very good. Okay. Now it's time for Optop to return back to the hatch to enter the spacecraft once again. Okay, slowly, slowly. And grab. Oh no 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 no. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Your approach was so gentle and slow, and what was going wrong? And okay. Something is really, really weird. Okay, maybe I can go for a direct board. What the hell is going on? Okay, okay, we have a problem. Optop isn't able to return back to the capsule. Slowly board. Okay, now, well done. Good job, Optop. Good job. Now, as I said, I like to raise my orbit, and yeah, I think I can do... Why do I have still a target, and what is my target? This is not my target. Set as target. Unset target. Okay, much better, much better. Okay, I think I will just do what is the best thing? I like to perform a burn. Yeah, I think I will just perform a burn right now to start raising the apoapsis a bit, maybe to 500 kilometers. Then I will fly out to the apoapsis, perform there a next burn to raise my periapsis up to maybe, I'm not quite sure, 1000 kilometers, and then I will circularize this orbit. I think this is a good way if I am able to split these burns over a couple of burns, and yeah, to adjust and raise my orbit. And okay, we are now performing the burn. There we have orbital sunset. Optop and Bering are happy. This is good. And okay, this is, I guess this is Bering's view. Unfortunately, the poor guy has no window. He has just his controls in order to steer the spacecraft. Yeah, but he has all the things he needs to control the spacecraft. We can aim a little bit more to the prograde vector. Very good, very good. Okay. So what are we doing? We are already at 340 kilometers. Very good. And yeah, I really like to use our high orbit as a parking orbit, because up there it's so beautiful to look down to Kerbin, and it's pretty interesting when Kerbin, you can really see the sphere, that Kerbin is a sphere, and this is really interesting to see this. And okay, we are now performing the burn, 450 kilometers. Very good. And soon we will be... Okay, 500 kilometers. This is a good start. Now I like to raise this orbit to, or the apoapsis, to maybe 1000 kilometers. 972, 1004, 1003, 1002. Okay, 1001. This is good enough. Okay. In 22 minutes, we can perform the next burn. And well, my biggest concern currently is I'm not quite sure about the inclination, because, well, the asteroid is approaching somewhere Kerbin, and it will fly past it in a very high periapsis, and I'm not quite sure. Maybe while we are performing the burn, we can... Now I need to turn it around. And well, it looks already amazing to be at this high altitude to look down to Kerbin, and this is really beautiful. Okay, full throttle, full throttle. Now we can analyze a little bit the trajectory. Oh, can we? Okay, we can see this is our asteroid VKB-095, and it's coming basically from above and it's going down to below. So I hope the inclination is not too much. Well, I'm not quite sure when we are going here. Where's the intersection? The intersection is over here. So it's a little bit an inclination, but I hope the inclination is not too big. So I don't need to deal so much with an inclination. But yeah, this is my biggest concern. And then it's also interesting because, well, we can check this from the mission control center. The asteroid, I don't know, I guess it's several days it will spend inside the sphere of influence of Kerbin, so I have a lot of time to perform the flight out there, the maneuver, to have a rendezvous with it. And yeah, I think this is then also pretty interesting to find the right maneuver and to find the right spot in order to perform the rendezvous. But right now we are about to raise our apoapsis to 1000 kilometers as a parking orbit, a very high parking orbit. Okay, we just reached the point that our periapsis reached the altitude of our other periapsis, so now we circularize our orbit, and now it's time to raise the apoapsis to 1000 kilometers. And I'm doing this because to get to this high altitude we need the most delta V, and from the 1000 kilometer orbit it's much easier, or I don't need so much delta V anymore to raise the apoapsis even more. And I think this is also a nice idea, apart from the fact that I have a beautiful view down to Kerbin. And okay, now only 70 seconds to go, and then we have our apoapsis at 1000 kilometers. This is cool. Okay, 900, and we are almost there. And cut the engine. Very good, very good. Now we just need to fly out there to circularize our orbit. 42 minutes. Oh, this was too much. Was too much, and just a little bit. 1000. Okay, just need to bring it over here. 1000 by 1005. This is good. Okay, this is good. This is good. Coming up only a 55-second burn now. Coming up in 41 minutes or 42 minutes. Okay, let's fly out there, and then we can have even a beautiful view down to Kerbal Space Center. It's down there. Maybe. Okay, we are now in a good position. I can switch now to the interior view, and I think we need to roll our spacecraft a bit. Okay, where's Kerbin? There's Kerbin. Very good. And we have a beautiful view down to Kerbal Space Center. It's down here. Down there is and there's the hand. Okay, and there's the second runway. And yeah, down there's Kerbal Space Center, and it's already a beautiful view. And we can really see the disk of the sphere of the planet. And wow, this is so cool. This is definitely cool. Okay, we have to deal with other issues like the next maneuver node. Okay, getting to higher altitudes. Bearing and Optop are smiling. This is such a great view. This is once again more about the beautiful graphics of Kerbal Space Program, and not so much about actual doing spaceflight stuff, because well, I'm currently just enjoying the view down to the planet, and I'm just amazed by this. And okay, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and time to slow down, and time to perform the final maneuver for today, to circularize our orbit at this high altitude. It's a beautiful view down there. And when we are rotating a bit, then wow, this is a great view with the color and with the sunlight. And the planet all just fits into the window. This is cool. This is cool. This is definitely great. But now I need to focus on the burn so that I'm able to circularize my orbit and to stay out here at this high altitude. Very good, very good. Okay, just a few seconds. And cut the engine. Very good, very good. Okay, we have 1000 kilometers by 1004, so almost a circular orbit around Kerbin. And now when I'm turning this around is here. The planet barely fits into the window. This is cool. This is a great view. And here, I like to thank you for watching this episode. I hope you liked this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode when we will continue the construction process of the asteroid station. Handler has to return from the asteroid station, and I've already prepared the next payload, and I think the next payload will really enhance the functionality of the asteroid station, so I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope you will do as well. And so yeah, thank you so much for watching. My name is Abby. Until next time, see you!